Hello and welcome to Lindy's Magpie Reads. I am doing a tag today. It's an original one that was co-created by Jack of Spreadbook Joy and Shelley Swearingen, and it is to go with their Picture This Readathon about adults reading picture books. So the prompts are all connected to picture books, but they're encouraging people to answer with whatever books or some other kind of answer applies. So it is the Picture This tag. Question number 1 is Love You Forever by Robert Munsch, illustrated by Shelia, McGraw. Name a book you will love forever. Oh, and here's Frida. Hello, Frida. So, I have to start by saying I find this book very creepy. It's the only Canadian book on the list. I enjoy other books by Robert Munsch, but this one, if you don't know it, oh, she's back again. All right, sorry, pets are needing attention right now. Yeah, if you don't know Love You Forever, have a look. Anyway, I'm just going to answer the question. Name a book you imagine you will love forever. And I've chosen a book that I was given as a gift when I was 10 years old, Wildflowers of Alberta. This was published in 1967. So when I got it, it was still a fairly new publication. It's got a map in the front of Alberta, the end papers. And the map was from 1958. So it's a field guide, basically, with photographs of wildflowers and then descriptions. And my goal was to find every single flower in this book. And my dad worked all over the province, and so we would spend summers in all kinds of different places, and I had lots of opportunities to find wildflowers. And I have got other wildflower books, reference books since then. This is still my favorite. So, question number 2. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, Very Bad, No Good Day. This is by Judith Viorst. It's illustrated by Cruz. And the question is, which books or comforting things do you turn to when you are having a bad day? The books that I would turn to are Anything by Mary Oliver, and I can tell you, when my mom died, I turned to Mary Oliver, found a quote for her obituary from the poem Why I Wake Early, and the line, watch now how I start the day, in happiness, in kindness, which really sums up my mother. When I turned 50, my friends, my sweetie, which was the main one, my friends all contributed to a book, and the opening quote is by Mary Oliver. There's me as an infant. Yeah, me and Mary Oliver. If I'm not turning to a book, then I'm going outside into my garden or into nature. That's where I would turn to on a bad day. Question number 3. The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. Which book, series, character sparked your hunger for reading? I would say that it's the Andrew Lang fairy tale books. There's all different colors of fairy tale books, and my grandmother had a big stack of them, and yeah, fairy tales are my first love, I would say. And prompt number 4, Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. What's the most unusual book you've ever read? It was hard to pick, but I chose one by Sean Tan called Tales from the Inner City. And this is definitely an all-ages book. So for example, there's a brief story about how all of the men around a boardroom table turned into frogs. There's a poem about a rhinoceros on the road, and all the cars were in a traffic jam, and they had to kill the rhinoceros, and then they didn't find out till the news that night that it was the last rhinoceros in the world, so they were all very sorry. Yeah, poems like that, stories like that, I think any reader can enjoy. Certainly, Sean Tan has got a really unusual imagination. Oh, puppy's coming back up again. Prompt number 5, Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. What is your favorite book featuring the natural world? Well, first off, I have to say that my little brother, who's 9 years younger than me, Where the Wild Things Are was his favorite book. We got it out from the library time and time and time again. I read it to him over and over again. And his youngest daughter got a copy of the book when she was little. And yeah, she said she still has fond memories of it. So what is my favorite book featuring the natural world? Mary Oliver, any of her poetry. I can't pick one. Prompt number 6, Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. Do you read at bedtime? Not really. I read all day, and then at night I tend to just maybe listen to a podcast for 15 minutes. I'll set the timer on it so that it doesn't matter if I fall asleep. Occasionally, if I wake up in the night, I'll have a book by the bed so that I can read for a bit and then go back to sleep. But yeah. Do you read to someone else at bedtime? No. Did anyone ever read to you at bedtime? My mom did. Prompt number 7, Guess How Much I Love You by Sam McBratney, illustrated by Anita Jerem. Who had the biggest influence on you as a reader? My mom. She was a really big reader. Prompt number 8. This is the last one. The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Which book or set of books would you give to an emerging reader? Or which book have you given as a gift more than once? When my great niece was 9, I gave her a copy of Zeta the Space Girl by Ben Hatke, and her mom said it turned her into a reader, and she has read that book over and over and over. That was 4 years ago. She's still reading Zeta the Space Girl and many other books too, but her uncle and her dad are both graphic novel readers, and I think that really inspired her as a reluctant reader to give Zita the Space Girl a chance. And I'm going to add a picture of fan art that my great niece has created. Her name's Adara, by the way. All right, so if you want to do this prompt, please consider yourself tagged, and let me know in the notes if you're doing it, so that I can go and have a look. And thank you so much for watching. And yeah, it's Pet Central here today. Bye for now.